We're live.
And we're live once again.
Hello, John.
Hello, John.
How are you?
Oh, I'm very good.
You're welcome back to Sunday Night Live with John and John. Bequest
Indeed.
Wellbeing or Bequest Consciousness. I think we're about to
Yes, we're
change our name.
Bequest Consciousness. Yes. Evening, Marika.
Hello, Marika.
Yes. We're changing the name from Bequest Wellbeing to Bequest Consciousness.
Say that again.
Bequest. So yes, welcome.
Spit it out,
welcome to Bequest Consciousness, everybody. Just because we do more work on that than we're doing on products and wellbeing products. Even though we've got some more products now, the X39 patches.
Yes, the X39 patches.
Quite interesting.
Quite revolutionary. I think we've noticed quite the difference.
We're on them for 2 weeks and then we ran out. We're waiting for our next load and we're going through withdrawals.
Need these patches.
Body's really been loving it. The body really loves those.
So they're I guess they're a quite a different alternative to anything we've seen before.
Yeah.
Right?
So they're vibrational medicine. Basically, they put the vibration that helps the body to release peptides and
activates genes,
activates
stem cells.
Stem cell
so you end up with a whole heap more stem cells released in your body.
We've been using them, which has been quite interesting.
They're pretty fucking good.
Very good. So hello everybody, and if anyone's got any questions or wants to come on live, come have a chat. We don't do general ones, guys. Just as a reminder, we do specific questions. We get your intuition more honed in, so we help you find things. So the symbolic things. The body represents the soul or the subconscious or the inner child, as John just had a nice discussion with.
I woke up this morning to my inner child having a good old conversation with me.
Yeah, and his divine feminine as
and
well.
My divine feminine.
There was a bit of a debate going on.
Yes, that was quite the morning.
Yeah, so evening everybody. So yes, if anyone wants to come on live, they've got any health problems or life issues that they want to sort of see what they're symbolically, basically what the issues are trying to symbolically tell you, what your body's trying to tell you, or your life circumstances are trying to tell you. We help you find symbolically what that represents.
Yeah, so we help ensure
pains. Yeah. So what the energy side is anyway. There's always I say to people there's 25% of stuff that's purely physical.
Yep.
And you can go and see the other 3 to 4 billion people that cover that.
Well, that's not us.
That's not us.
We can show you.
We'll deal with the mental, emotional content, and quite often when you deal with the mental or emotional or the energetic content, then if there is a physiological thing, vitamins, minerals, or anything like that, you just intuitively go to them. You just, after you've worked out the energetic side, you just go and pick up the right vitamins or whatever it may be. So
it's quite fun now going to the shop some days. I'll take that. I'll take that. Like turmeric. Turmeric's a big thing at the moment.
Yes.
Turmeric just came out of nowhere, and we're both on a whole heap of turmeric for whatever reason, but we're being guided to have some turmeric.
So yes, if you have, so we've got a
left hip
problem with the left hip.
Hey,
so
Mia.
This is Mia. So left hip, generally speaking, left is generally to do with females or spiritual issues. And the hip is basically a lot of it's around the base chakra stuff.
a bit more spiritual.
Yeah, it's base chakra area, and it's about being flexible. It's about having some insulation as well. I'm guessing it's in the hip. I'm guessing it's the femur bone. If you can give us a little bit more information there, Mia, it'll help me track it down exactly. But you need to insulate yourself a little bit and be more flexible. Either around it's around your spiritual path, but females have got something to do with it. So you're not being flexible enough, and you're not giving yourself enough protection on it. Insulation. It's not protection because we don't like protection, but insulating yourself from some of the hard knocks on the base level. So to do with like just being flexible and having some insulation there on the base things, like the survival things like food, shelter, water, the house, stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff there, and it's really about being a bit more flexible in how you do that.
Yeah, sometimes we compromise our spiritual path, I guess, for those things.
Yeah,
or we let other people influence our path in those areas.
So she doesn't have more there.
Not yet.
So as Mia adds more, we'll go back to that one. So
Sarah Wright, bottom of the spine.
Bottom of the spine, Sarah. Again, we're talking base chakra stuff here. We're talking about not following your feelings. So if it's the lower, if it's L5S1 or if it's tailbone, usually tailbone and stuff is to do more with the base chakra. If it's the bottom of the spine, like L5, S1, or any of those lower lumbar ones, that's generally about not following your feelings. So you're not following your feelings, which ironically, John and I have both been going through massive ones on that this week. Just, you know, letting your creativity flow, letting that base creativity flow, letting the inner child free in a sense. And just
redefining what emotions feel.
Yeah,
like.
feeling your emotions or expressing your emotions, you know. We've both had a big week of trying to mend bridges, especially on a family level. Like some of my kids hadn't been talking to me because I delivered some news very appallingly.
Yep.
And I've just been mending bridges with that. And so John's sort of, well, there's a lot of family issues coming up to mend bridges and stuff. So,
Thanks, John.
So a lot of that navel chakra area is that emotions with the family. So the lower back, generally speaking, you're not following your feelings because of money. These are the general ones. If you know more specifically which vertebrae it is, it can narrow it down a lot more. But it's just not following your feelings and the feelings of the time for you, you know, just going out and playing or sitting in the sun or going to the beach. Not that we do that now, we're in Melbourne, but
we go to the cold.
We go to the cold.
We go to the wind. Or we go to the river.
Yeah, go down the river and ride a bicycle or something.
Which is
like
fucking mad because I'm really enjoying Melbourne still.
Yes. So
Mary's asked, Mary's asked with regard to surrender. Do you want to give us a little bit more information maybe?
Yeah. So
on that one?
Surrender is, I think you're talking generally about surrendering to spirit. It's the hardest and easiest thing to do, right? It's like, to put it simply, because we've got to trust the universe. And the way that we do it now is we see the universe like Mother Nature, like your DNA and spirit. It's making the earth spin around. It's making the planets stay in, and they all stay in their exact rhythm. The nature thrives, and it doesn't matter how much adversity comes in, it'll grow back. So if you let go and you trust, you surrender, you've got to have a picture like that in your head. Otherwise, you're going to have a picture of lack. Like if I surrender, spirit's going to tell me to become a monk or a nun or something like that.
Or have FOMO.
Or not have fun anymore. Or
you miss out on this, I'm going to miss out on that, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. Which
Spirit's going to tell me to be a big FOMO. We've got a restaurant that's downstairs called FOMO. So it's FOMO means the fear of missing out. And that's what the surrender is. But the universe wants everyone to be abundant. Just look at nature. Look at everything. Everything thrives, and it doesn't ask the pine tree to be an apple tree. So when you surrender, you think, oh, you're going to get asked to do something. The universe knows through your DNA, through your own desires inside, what's going to make you happy. And that's the way it's going to guide you. But you do have to let go of some things, and you do have to trust. So that's the hard part about the surrender.
Hello, Penny. Hello to you too, Penny. Crack open the Tamarind and out with the footy, Franks.
So
thanks for all the love, guys.
Yeah,
I'm really feeling that tonight. I'm really feeling that love tonight. So Mia's come back saying it's the left hip along with the left thigh. It's very painful.
Left hip, left thigh. Generally, this is about your spiritual direction, and it's also about your being flexible with females and stuff. Again, that lower body, the X39 patches that we've just got onto, they're on our BQuest Wellbeing site. If you want to have a look at them, they're just a frequency. They help to release the stem cells. Now, I've had a lot of motorbike accidents when I was younger, and I used to get like pain in there that I didn't even barely notice until I tried these patches. So they release the frequency of that. So sometimes there is, again, guys, there is a base, but working with it, working with the left thigh, this is your main direction in your spiritual direction. And it's possibly being affected by beliefs from your mum, by beliefs from other females, or limiting yourself because your mum and your daughter. And it's just, and that's the power area. The thigh is like, your strength in that. And you're giving away your power to decide your direction, your spiritual direction, or what your direction is for you. Not even spiritual, just because you're female. So your direction for yourself. You're letting these beliefs, these subconscious thoughts from other people's beliefs, or what you think they need or what they say they need, that's all interfering. And a pain is there to tell you that whatever you're thinking about, or the result of what you think about, is not true.
Yep. So
when it gets painful, look at what you're thinking about just before. I can't do this, or I shouldn't do that. Whatever that is, or if I do this, this will happen. That pain is there to tell you that's not true. That's the pain. Every stress in our body.
It sounds too simple, Joe.
It is, and it's very simple. And I still struggle with it. I teach this shit, and I still struggle with it. It's like, it's the pains, the stresses there. That's your subconscious. That's your body. That's your soul talking to you, telling you that whatever you're thinking about or the result of what you're thinking about is not true. So if you can catch the thoughts or the
feelings,
the thought or feelings
yeah,
that happen just before it gets more painful. So you'll be thinking about something or feeling like you want to do something, and then you'll say, no, I can't, or I shouldn't, or if I do, this will happen. Either all of that is incorrect or part of it is incorrect.
Yeah.
And you can catch it in the moment, and you can
And
really
for me,
change
like
it.
for me of late, you know how you suddenly get that dread feeling, you know, that emotion sort of kick in, you know, where you get a thought, and you're like, oh, that kind of thing. Like, so whatever you were just thinking then when you had that dread moment or that feeling or your stomach curled up, that's the kind of moments that we're describing.
So
here.
one of our tools, we basically teach 9 tools for consciousness, and you can break nearly 95% of your life down to these 5 tools. And one of them we call every pain is a lie. But it's not a lie in the fact that the lie is that you believe the pain's there to show you whatever you're thinking about or feeling is not true. The stress is there to tell you the same thing, because anything that's really like, if it's a fight or flight thing, when you're in real danger, when there's a fucking tiger chasing you or something, then you know, and you don't
Back
stress.
in the day.
You don't stress, you just fucking run, right?
Yeah.
So these stresses and that we have, that's our soul, our subconscious talking through our body, saying that either what you're thinking about or the result of what you're thinking about is not true. So, and then you can do it in that moment. Go, okay, so maybe when you feel the pain, try and think what you're thinking or feeling just before, and go, oh, is that not true? And I bet you the pain will subside.
Yep.
And even go away if you keep working with it. You can do it right in the moment and clear it instantly. It's amazing.
And then the more and more you do use these tools, the more confident you get.
Yeah.
Right. And then so as you go through your day from moment to moment, you know, the tools become like second nature.
Yeah.
You know, and you're constantly just working on yourself.
If it's light, it's right. You know, we call it checking with your inner guru.
Yeah.
And how do you check? You feel light. Anything that's true makes you feel lighter. Anything that's a lie makes you feel heavier. The truth will set you free. A lie will lock you up. And that's the pain.
At first it'll piss you off.
At first it'll piss you off most of the time. Most of the time it'll piss you off when you say the truth. Fucking hell.
Fucking bastard.
I just had a huge one today. It's like, I often get sayings off TV shows, and one of my favorites is Stargate, and I'm rewatching that.
Fucking watching Stargate like it's going out of fashion, bro.
And the guy says tonight, he goes, draw on your past, but do not let your past draw on you. It's like, so we feel guilty in that. That's our past drawing power out of us. And that's just shifted something in me that's just been trickling along there for about 15 years. So that's quite fun. It's been happening for the last hour for me. So that's fucking...
I left him alone.
That's really great at the moment when you see how much of a pussy you've been for the last 15 years.
He's walking around the house going, fucking bro, like Muttley the dog from that cartoon.
So yes, these pains, these things, they're there to tell us something. The body, the spirit, you're an infinite being, if you want to call yourself that, if you want to call yourself a soul, whatever. You don't have fear. The fear is created by bullshit. The fear is created by man. God or spirit or great infinite spirit does not create fear. It only creates openness, freedom, evolution. And so anything that's created by man is a false power. It's a power, but it's false. It's like a virtual reality.
Yeah, it only has perceived power because give it power.
You give it power. You say it's bad, it's bad. You create it as bad.
So you should have done that. It should have done that.
So
all right, get some more questions. Or who wants to come on for a chat?
Yes, if anyone wants to come on for a chat, and there's a few.
One from Marika.
Has a few. There's other issues that, just guiding your own intuition, listening to your body. The threefold flame is one of the things we work with. So that you've got the divine masculine, divine feminine, and the divine child.
And they talk to you.
And you can have a little conversation with them if you want, if you're willing to be told off by your own divine feminine or your own divine masculine or your own divine child.
I'm willing to do whatever
one
it
or
takes.
two of them might have a bit of a go at you when you talk to them. So
okay.
This is the mind, body, spirit, thoughts, words, and actions. There's always a 3-part system, and blending those 3 in the sacred heart, in the high heart, some people call it. That's the key to enlightenment and the key to empowering yourself and starting to control your body and your life. And when I say control it, I don't mean control it it's like a co-control, like a co-creation with the universe.
Don't confuse the people.
You you control by letting go, by allowing the universe to guide. Just like
Takes
your
courage.
DNA and your spirit knows what you want. All you got to do is get out of your own fucking way.
Yep. Step aside, motherfucker.
And that's the surrender question that somebody brought up before.
Yeah.
Getting out of your own way is hard. And because a lot of the time, if you go into your heart and you go from the heart center, the first thing your heart does, as soon as you can ground enough of your own consciousness and awareness into your heart area, the first thing it does is takes you straight towards your fears. It'll just smash you with your fears. And, that's because it doesn't have fear. It doesn't like fear at all. So that's why it does that. So if anyone wants to come on live and have a little chat with us, the link's at the top of the page there.
Yeah.
You can come on Zoom and we'll let you have a chat live. If you've got any issues, we can work from a lot faster if I can ask questions.
And it's heaps more fun.
And it's so much fun.
So much more fun.
It's playful. It's,
we take the piss out of each other. We take the piss out of you,
so,
and we crack open some subconscious shit.
So yes, your subconscious mind controls your body. Your body is a reflection of your subconscious mind. There's so many things in there that we've got, like all our fixed points of view. So every fixed points of view. When we say everybody does this or this always happens, that creates a limitation in the subconscious. Is what we call filters.
Indeed.
And that's one of our tools. The filters. Finding your filters and changing your filters can rapidly change things in your life just by changing a few words. It's very fast and very simple.
Cindy says we need a swear jar.
Yeah, we do.
I think we need a swear truck.
Old Newtown boy. You can take the boy out of Newtown, but you can't take Newtown out of the boy. They say.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yes.
A lot of bullshit.
Oh,
we got fireworks.
We got fireworks in the background going off there, guys.
There you go. Just on time.
On time.
They fucking managed to do it.
Yeah.
I'll get out of the way.
So yeah, we've got the fireworks. We've got a bit of a festival going on behind us in
Firelight Festival in
Melbourne. They knew we were coming on live tonight, so they thought they'd set the fireworks up for us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Melbourne.
Thank you, Melbourne.
So yes.
All right. There was a cracker down here. I think you want to answer that one. This one here.
Yeah.
Rhonda. I'm holding a lot of weight.
Oh, yes.
What should that tell me? It's one of your favorites.
This is one of my favorites. Weight is this is a subconscious mind, the filters. So you're telling yourself basically you haven't got enough of something, right? So this is the body hears. All the body hears is I haven't got enough. Could be I haven't got enough money. I haven't got enough time. I haven't got enough friends. I haven't got enough whatever it is. And when I say you're telling yourself this, you're telling yourself through feelings. It's you're feeling that constant feeling of not having enough money, not having enough time, not having enough whatever. And then the body holds on to all the fluid and that holds the weight on. And I've seen people when they work with this drop like kilos in seconds, like literally in seconds. And if it's around the belly area, when you bloat in the morning, you're not following your feelings. So you can actually stand in front of the mirror and watch your belly go down by just visualizing yourself doing something playful, something that you class as fun. Like watching fireworks.
Like watching fireworks.
Can we just go and watch the fireworks?
I can see them in the screen.
Yeah, can you see
They're a little
them?
bit more delayed, but I can hear them and then I see them.
So we've got so just all of that holding on to stuff is what causes the weight.
This one here, Rhonda.
Yeah. So Rhonda, anything you're holding on to, or your body's holding on, because you're having thoughts or feelings of not enough.
Yep.
So not enough money, not enough friends, not enough time, not enough something. It's and the body only hears the not enough. The subconscious mind picks up the feelings and thoughts of not enough. So then it retains every bit of fluid and everything. And so you can start telling yourself, it looks like I haven't got enough time, or it looks like I haven't got enough money, or it looks like I haven't got enough friends, but maybe I have. Maybe I've got more time or money or friends or whatever the thing is that you're telling yourself. Maybe I've got more. And watch your body as you're saying it. As you're saying it, I can tell you, it'll drop. The weight will start redistributing in the moment.
We're actually about to start a course, right?
Yeah, we're starting a course next Tuesday for this called Conscious Body Shaping. If you want thicker lips, if you want higher cheekbones, if you want bigger butt muscles, they're all symbolic of attitudes and beliefs that we have. And I'm not talking going from an A cup to a D cup, or for myself, going from man boobs to fucking
man boobs to D cup,
to a full Tarzan chest. But just by speaking my truth, and that the muscles up here in my pecs, they're coming up, and the man boobs are disappearing. It's like, but I haven't, I've been to the gym.
High cheekbones, right?
3 times. The cheekbones fill up because there's more joy in your life.
Yeah.
The corner of your mouth, the smile up in the corner of your mouth because you're sitting in your heart more. the top lip thickens up because you're speaking your own truth from your own mind. The bottom lip thickens up because you're speaking from your feelings. So these things but it needs consistency. So we're doing that course on Tuesday. You can check it out on our BQuest page.
Get on Facebook. I've got to put it on the website.
That's for the people live in Melbourne. We'll be working out how to do it online as well.
Yeah, so we're going to start doing it face to face once a week. I think we're doing it on Tuesday nights.
Yes,
and then we're going to maybe try to incorporate an online interactive course version of that as well.
Yeah.
Fireworks are too fucking noisy, man.
They're loving it. They're loving it. They're loving the fact that we're doing this. They're setting off more fireworks because I've been working on that particular course. I've been studying that personally for about 20 years. Yeah. And I've been chicken shit to fucking do the course because it is confronting, telling people they can get their boobs or chest to go bigger. And please, women, don't think it's boobs. It's not about women and men. Yep. This is about men or women. The chest or the breasts are about nurturing other people what they need, and what they need is for you to be yourself. Speak your own truth. Same as your thicker lips. If you've got thin lips, you're too judgmental, whether it's mentally or emotionally. And because we shape these over a long period, it takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of consistency to reshape them. Okay, you can do it instantly in a second, but then you have to try and hold that new attitude for a little while. You've got to keep practicing the new attitude of speaking from your own mind, speaking from your own feelings and stuff like that. So that's one of the courses we're starting.
It is indeed.
Hopefully I'll get it into a book one day.
No, not hopefully.
20 years, I know I'm a bit slow, but
I hope.
So it'll be a book as well. But these feelings, this is how the body shapes. One of the books that I used to like, The Body is the Barometer of the Soul. There's a whole bunch of ones. Louise Hayes, You Can Heal Your Life. But I just like getting really down to the basics of it, which is the attitude and beliefs, and that's what really shapes a lot of the body. Yeah. And as I said, I was originally going to call the course spiritual plastic surgery because that's where I got the idea from, this phenomenon of so many people wanting. Why do they want the same things? Why do they want bigger lips? What does this mean? There's an attitude that goes with it. Yeah. And the thicker lips, and as I said, you're not going to get like a Botox lips or whatever. It's not going to go that big, but you will thicken considerably, or your chest or breast will fill out, and it won't be, and also when you include meridians in that, from things sagging, like the stomach, saggy skin and all that, this is about worrying too much. It's all these things, so I've been developing this one for quite a while, and so we're just about to start it. So anyone in Melbourne who
wants to come along, there's a few people that have asked how to connect with us outside of Facebook Live every Sunday. I just posted a link to the website. The website has some more information on there, a lot of links to our YouTube videos, as well as a contact form,
and just on Facebook, BQuest Wellbeing, the links at the top there for our Facebook page as well, isn't it? I think
and I also pasted it in here.
Yeah. Okay. So you can check us on Facebook, BQuest Wellbeing, which is going to change the BQuest consciousness. But and we do one-on-one talks live. One-on-one talks on Zoom.
Sessions.
One-on-one sessions on Zoom.
Talks.
So that one, we're over the half price mark now. So that's back to full price now for the one-on-one sessions.
G'day, Will.
G'day, Will. That's my son just joined online there.
What about facial wrinkles? Rhonda says.
Facial wrinkles, they're quite fun. It's like in a good way. So depending, especially the corner of the eyes one, you can see the wrinkles will go up or down. A couple of years ago when I wasn't really enjoying myself, I actually had a wrinkle that went right down through the middle of my cheek. I call it the old gangster wrinkle. It's like, seen a lot of
old Newtown boy gangster.
It's wrinkle. The wrinkles were all sort of going downwards, and then because I wasn't liking what I seen in the world. It was the angle of them and the fullness of them, and I wasn't having much happiness in my life. So my cheeks were really drawn and weren't filled out. So the wrinkles are generally it's being drained. Like if they're not filling out, you're not having much joy in your life. You're seeing too much of the problems in the world, and you're not seeing as much of the joy. But if the wrinkles are going up, there's a certain amount of wrinkles that are natural. But, when you have the happiness, you'll start to see my wrinkles after a while. They stopped all pointing downwards and started to point up more because I started getting more joy in my life.
Here we go.
Started working with my son, Will. And
this could be a potential filter one. Tanya Newton. I have the same issue every time with meeting a potential partner. I have a few dates, then land up being ghosted every time. I've met an amazing person. We've had loads of chemistry and connection. 4 dates later, I'm being ghosted. It's hard to not feel like I'm enough.
Yeah. So the not feeling like you're enough is one of the reasons you're being ghosted. And then the fact that you say every time, you're creating a filter in the subconscious. Now, I know you don't mean that, but the subconscious doesn't know what we mean. It only hears what we say, especially the spoken word. When we say every time, it makes it happen. It starts to make it happen, even if there's no reason for it.
Yep.
The other reason you'll probably find is because if you're on a site like this, you're probably quite empathic. And so you get onto the third or fourth date and then you open up and show all your feelings, and that just smothers the guy, and he runs away thinking that's desperate or needy. It's not. I mean, men do it too. This is not just women. Both of us have been victims of this many times, and it's like you just open up, but all they see is they feel that as neediness. They feel like there's too much energy coming on them, and they're like, oh, you're needy and stuff like that. So you've got to learn to hold it back a bit more. So that's the main thing I'm picking up, Daniel, is you
got a big heart.
You give too much too quickly, and that scares them because they misread it as neediness or clinginess or something like that. It's a misread. It's not true. If you were on the outside and somebody sort of gave you that much energy and that quickly, you would think, oh, what's missing? Why are they doing that? You know, it's quite a misread in our society. It's very, very common, especially for people with a lot of empathy and stuff. We open up, we go, oh yeah, cool, this person, right? And we just open up and we just think we're opening up and being natural, but we're just fucking open the floodgates with so much feeling that people aren't used to. So try holding it back a little bit and change that filter by saying, it seems like every time, it looks like every time I get ghosted. Change that, because you say every time I get ghosted, you can't remember the times when you didn't. And so you remember them and you disregard them. The subconscious mind does not let that through. It's like a filter. So just say it a few times to yourself now. It seems like every time I get ghosted, it seems like every time. It appears to be, I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't know. And then that will change that and allow some of the memories of the times you haven't been ghosted, and also just learn to hold back that a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Just drip feed them. I call it, don't actually, if they ask for something, don't give them as much as they're asked for. Give them half of the energy they asked for. So keep them hungry, keep them wanting more.
Indeed. Karen's asking why we're all blinged up tonight, John.
We just decided to wear our crystals again. Stop being a pussy and hiding them. And so
I wear them in a corporate environment. I'll turn up in a t-shirt or a shirt with these on, and it freaks people out.
Yeah.
So they're kind of a button pusher. They also, I like them. Don't get me wrong. But I also use them to push through barriers that I perceive I need, that are holding me back from my spirituality.
Push through your own barriers of, feeling, like this one's quite huge, and I wore this one for years and I never held it back. But then I sort of, started to go, I don't want everyone to comment about it or whatever. So it was my buttons that needed pushing more than anyone else's. So.
Veronica's asking what we think about twin flames. I don't know if we're ready to answer that one yet, Veronica.
No. There's a lot on that one.
Maybe in a few weeks.
There's a whole course on that one, and there's something particular that we've both been informed about with that one. So we'll leave that one.
We're still coming to terms with that one.
We won't talk on that topic in the short time we've got. That's sort of quite a long topic, actually. But yes, there is such a thing, I believe. But it's not the description that most of what I read. Most of the twin flame thing is it's a rarer thing than people say. Soulmates, plenty. Twin flame, much rarer. And because to go into depths with it, it's basically creating a whole new soul group in the universe, which is just it's just a phenomenal thing, and it's way bigger than any of these little writings.
So I think Cindy's asking as well about why she's being ghosted. So I think the main points for that, if you think that you're being ghosted, you're gonna get ghosted, right? This is that real, your energy goes where thought flows. So if you're thinking those things, then your reality is just gonna keep showing you the same thing. I continually get ghosted. It happens every time. And so on and so on in all aspects of your life, but particularly what's been come up tonight is this thing of being ghosted.
And then also you've got to look. It's hard to look into your subconscious. These things, like these ghosting ones, and that I would take probably, like some people I've helped through this. I'd have to have like a 3 or 4 hour session with them to find what these key little commands they have in the back of their subconscious are that's creating it. There's one that we saw recently. I was scared of my own, Don Juan self, because I sort of jumped in a bit early in some of the early relationships, and I jumped in too quick, and it didn't quite go the way that I wanted to. My selection criteria wasn't the greatest. It's a really in-depth situation, and there's dozens of reasons, but most of them are commands that we have in the subconscious. And so if you want to come on, anyone wants to come on and talk about this, we can pick the commands up if you're talking. We do one-on-one lives. If you don't want to do it on here live in front of everyone else, you can pay for a paid reading.
We do sessions. We generally find most people go with the 1 hour session because we find we can get enough time to sort of just get settled with each other, with the three of us, and then as we do that settling talk, we listen to what you're saying. Similar to how we pick up what we read here with filters, subconscious commands.
We'll find keywords and subconscious commands.
And then we spend a good amount of time actually working with you to work through those and clear them.
So for a full hour, it's $300, but we both work with you right through that hour, and we've had some amazing results from people. Like we find some real key subconscious commands there that they get the change in the moment, and they can see the results very quickly. It's like
Marika's asking about getting food sensitivities over the years. So she's getting older. She just wants an opinion or
that's quite normal. Your body changes. Like I've done quite a lot of study on it. Just things like what are they called? The enzymes is a major thing. Your body is in growth rate up until say 30. So on the inside, when it comes to enzymes and stuff, we're in grow and still growing, like so internally as well as, I'm not talking physical height, I'm talking internally. So somewhere up to your mid to late 30s, you're still in growth mode. Then it switches over to maintenance mode. And that's when you need to have more enzymes from the outside. And so the food sensitivities are there to try and get you to change your diet mostly. And so because we don't need, once we hit the midlife, we're not in growth cycle, we're just in maintenance cycle. So we need lighter foods, and we need more natural foods, more natural enzymes, because the pancreas produces a shitload of enzymes up until our 30s, somewhere in our 30s. And then it goes into maintenance mode where it produces half the amount, and it doesn't have enough to do all the maintenance and taking care. So you need natural enzymes from your food, from fresh fruit and vegetables, stuff that's not overcooked, and less. The digestive system gets more sensitive and more subtle, and it needs subtler foods. So I just realized I was lactose intolerant recently, and that's been, I was bloating and everything for years, and it was the one little key I couldn't find. I just changed that, and it makes me work. This other stuff works so much better just by taking the lactose out. And that could be a lot of people's problems. Is from what I say, even my daughter who's 18, she's just changed it, and her bloating is nearly disappearing.
Okay. Melissa McDonald, my eyes have gone from being able to read small print to not at all, really, having trouble focusing.
Yeah, so the focusing is the problem. So one of the things, the symbolic one, because I've been going through this one, so the short side. So the technical information is that the focusing of the eyes. So if you went to eye pace, they would check
an eye place,
whatever they're called, the eye doctors, whatever they're called.
Come on, mate, spit it out.
Whatever they're called. And they would tell you that, an optometrist, that's the one. They'll tell you that your vision's perfect. And I say, well, if my vision's perfect, how come I can't focus? It's like, it's the focus lens that's getting rusty. And there's several reasons for that. The energetic reason is you're not wanting to see the things that are right in front of you. Now, there could be a whole lot of them. There could be issues with family, issues with friends, the things that are close to you. Could be issues with your own patterns, your own, daily rituals and practices. Secondly, the focusing is a lot of toxic buildup. There's a lot of, if you're drinking fluoride, if you're drinking normal tap water and you're using tap water to cook with and stuff like that, that can cause it. Fluoride calcification will add to it. But the first thing, and what we do here on the show, is start to get to the energetic side. There's usually, because the body can compensate for all those things quite easily if the energetic side. So you're not being able to focus, you're not being able to see what's right in front of you because you don't want to, because you don't want to deal with the fact that you might have to tell your kids to fucking move out because they're 35 years old, get the fuck out of the house. Or
don't be a pussy. Tell them.
Or it might be, something you got to tell yourself. It's like, okay, stop doing this, stop helping people so much. There's something right in front of you that you're not wanting to see. So start dealing with that part first. also look at the calcification side of things. There's plenty on decalcification online. There's so much stuff on that. So look at that as well. There's pinhole glasses you can get, which will actually practice and start to do that.
Not for me. You're welcome, Melissa.
They work, the pinhole glasses work to strengthen that focusing in and out of it, because it's like a muscle. It's got to be used. But if you're not willing to look at what's right in front of you that you're avoiding, then those other things are going to take a long time to work.
So Cindy's asking, do you believe demons walk the earth and attach themselves to us? And I don't think she's talking about our exes here, man.
Yes, I do. And because that's one of the things I do is I clear them, and I've cleared hundreds or thousands over the years.
That was a joke, by the way.
But they can do that only because you believe it, right? So it's a duality thing. So they exist because man's created them, not because the universe created them. They do exist in a way like a virtual reality exists, and they affect us because we believe they can affect you. If you can get into full oneness, they can't touch you. It just dissipates off you, because they are a false creation. They're a creation, but they're created by man, not by God, if you want to call it that. So
people fear them, right?
Yeah, and people fear them. And I like, my daughter rang me up tonight. She had like 3 attached to her, and I just cleared them.
We call them hitchhikers.
They just get stuck in their energy, and it's like, because you often you'll see them. I see them. They look at me like somebody will walk past, and one of their eyes will just flick over and look at me and go, "Oh, this one." And most of those ones are created. There are other ones that are there. Most demons that are created on an extra dimension, they're actually not bad. They're good. They're there to help us and protect us. I've had demons there, and when you get in a bad situation, they can come in to protect you. And there is a way of clearing them. I can do it distantly, and there's lots of people out there that clear them.
How?
From a distance.
From a distance, yeah.
So I can do it remotely over the phone or over a computer or whatever.
It doesn't mean shouting at you across the hall.
But again, that doesn't have to happen. If you get into oneness and there is only one true power, there's only one true, then it'll just dissipate.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get straight to that belief system. It's like, if you've already got a belief system of duality, right and wrong, good and bad, then sometimes it takes a little bit of proof and a little bit of evidence. And that's why I do help people clear them out. And so yes, and the simple answer is yes and no. I believe they exist, but I believe they exist because man created them. They're fear-based entities. They're most of them. There are some other ones that are, we call them demons, but I don't know why we call them demons. Yeah. But they are created in another way. But again, this is a topic I've taken 10 years to work through. So I won't go any further with that one. So
I missed one earlier from Lucia. She's asking some guidance around a cough that she's had now for the last few weeks.
So the cough is generally, it's about the immune system. A lot of that's stimulated from the high heart. So the immune system is also in the high heart, or the heart of hearts, the thalamus, hypothalamus. So a lot of that is you're getting drained. So if the cough's not clearing up, your immune system not strengthening, so you're letting shit drain you. You're letting people, situations, you're doing too much for too many people, and you're not giving your body that little bit of break. Because if the cough or whatever comes on, and you go into the hypothalamus and you go into the heart of hearts, and you talk to it and say thank you for the message, and the basic message is you're just going too hard. You're wearing yourself too thin.
You need to sit back, relax.
Give yourself a little bit of time, a little bit of stop doing so much for so many other people. Or if you you can do more for other people, just increase your price so you can pay everyone else to do the other things that you don't. So if you're a therapist, like a lot of people on here are, and I think Lucia might be, triple your prices, and then you can pay for house cleaners and everything else, and you can work on more people. So yeah, it's about giving. It's the cough is there trying to. It's immune system based mainly. Manuka honey will help it massively. But you've really got to go, okay, give myself some time, give myself some grace, some time, and allow your system to cleanse a little bit. Just, in the mornings, if you just do it in the mornings, just say, okay, switch the phone off, get up, do what you need to do, give yourself half an hour in the morning. That will help to clear it very quick.
All right, any more questions? I think we've kind of scanned through most of them.
So if anyone wants to come on live, we do, as I said, any of these things, if you do want healings or entity clearings I do all of that stuff when we do our readings, and I can do them. I can do energy healing distantly and clear them distantly. And so, if you want a private session, we can pay for them.
Yep.
We're doing the courses here in Melbourne.
Yep.
So the body shaping courses, if you want to get thicker lips or bigger boobs or bigger chest, in my case, or get my butt muscles back that I'd lost because I've been fucking working my ass to the ground for too long. And, so, this is one of the courses we're doing, conscious body shaping. And the other one is the threefold flame, the divine masculine, feminine, and divine child, helping to integrate them.
Mhm.
And we are going to work out how to do these courses online for people that aren't in Melbourne. But if you look at the BQuest Wellbeing, our Facebook page, all of this stuff's on there.
Yep.
So vertigo. There it is. There it is.
You see that balcony out there?
So we're on the 17th floor here. So the vertigo one. So who was that? Lucia. The vertigo. There's a massive amount of things that seem to be there, right? But
Yeah.
one of our tools is you don't align and agree or resist and react. So if you want to be a creator, you cannot. Anything that comes to you, if you align and agree with it, or you resist and react to it, you're not a creator. You're a competitor, basically. We'll call it, for lack of a better word. I won't go into the harsh words for that.
Yep.
But you're either a creator or you're a victim of life. And so, if you're a victim, you bounce off everything. If you're a creator, you don't align and agree, resist and react. And one of the things I've discovered, sometimes the vertigo is other entities in that. We won't go any further with that. But what I've discovered is, and what we both discovered, is for the last couple of weeks, the energy feels to pull you. It feels like it's pulling you over, and that's where the freak out comes. So what we've done lately, and I'm doing it every day, have to do it multiple times, is just go, okay, energy, jump. I'm not fucking jumping, but you can jump.
You can go.
You can just, whatever it is, I don't know what it is.
See you later.
Sometimes it feels like it's pulling from the legs, sometimes from one of the chakras, and just go, okay, jump. Oh, fucking watch you splat. And I'm going, yeah, there you go. There goes another one. It felt like hundreds of different things have jumped over the last 2 weeks. And I stopped resisting. I stopped that pulling back. Just go, okay, jump. I'm not jumping. This body's not jumping. I'm staying right here. But whatever you are, you fucking jump.
You can fuck off now.
And then jump. We let them jump a few times. Then we noticed a couple of them
like actually
flew
shot
up
to the sky.
The energy just shot upwards.
Yeah.
After we said, and let it go, and just go, okay, you do what you want. I'm not doing it.
Yep.
And so I don't know. I can't describe to you exactly what that is.
We don't know what that is.
There is entities, and there is an ungroundedness factor to it. So that when the base chakra is not grounded, a simple way to fix it is just to really tell your base chakra to open and ground. When you feel the vertigo, just say, okay, ground through the feet, down through the building to the ground. Just open
Don't
up.
try
it. Just tell it. Just make it a command.
Just make it a command.
I don't know how. I've got no idea how. Base chakra open and ground. And that'll take it away instantly. That's the easy, fast way. But if it's a consistent thing, and if you're a healer or a worker, this new thing that we've discovered over the last 2-3 weeks, which is letting the energy go, it's working. And I don't know. Yeah, it's very different. I can't.
We're still working through that to figure that out, but it works because the vertigo's going, the sense of the energy shakiness goes.
Yeah,
it's quite incredible. Yeah.
So we've got can archangels reincarnate like Michael? As far as my understanding goes, no, because they're not. They never were incarnate. But can they work through you? Can you invite them into your body and let them work through you? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can let them work through you. You can give them permission to work through you. But they are not. They were never incarnate. So they can't. First of all, they can't reincarnate because they were never incarnate. They're on a different dimension. I haven't seen that dimension. I've seen the dimension of the masters once. I haven't seen the dimensions, but I've worked with the angels many times, and they're always around, and they're in the permanent now. So it's really hard to explain this stuff because even with the masters, they're just, there's no time when you get above a certain dimension. So the chakras represent the dimensions to a certain degree, but there is up to the 13th and above. Once you get above the 13th dimension, it's just impossible for the mind to comprehend. It's like there's no time, but it's just because the mind works on a linear time thing.
The mind kind of just goes there.
It just goes, but you can. It is an experience you can have. It's experiential. There is a space, and it's very easy. It's the easiest thing you can ever do. Is you just ask, but it's the most scary because you have to have the courage to jump off a fucking cliff. It feels like the fall off a cliff backwards. So because it's going to change your whole life and your whole reality. So it takes a lot of courage.
So Danielle, my sleep has been fragmented for many years now. Beyond little kids, as they are now teenagers, any insight into sleeping soundly Now, my front tooth started throbbing, which for me is generally chewing too much and
Yes,
overthinking.
Yeah. All right. So you're thinking too much is definitely a big problem. The fear is going to make you overthink. So your teeth often represent mulling over ideas, chewing on things. So if they're wearing out, like somebody's,
Yep.
sorry, a little dig there.
Fuck off.
So you chew over things too much.
You're an arsehole sometimes.
But the technique that you want to do is breathing into the belly.
Yeah.
Just as you breathe into the lower belly, put your hand below your navel and breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just feel the breath go in the back of the nose. Feel it go right down to the bottom of your belly. Just keep your hand on there so that below your navel, it raises up and drops down as you breathe. And just focus on the breath and do nothing else. Just feel it going in through the nose and feel it come out over the tongue. And just keep focusing on that. But make sure you breathe right down into the belly. And that will drop you into alpha state. Once you get into alpha, that's the start of sleep, and that'll put you to sleep very quickly. Most people have a problem with meditation because of that, because the only time their brain goes into alpha is when they go to sleep. So they come to meditation class, the brain slows down to alpha, it says body go to sleep. So it took me like 6 months before I could not fall asleep with meditation classes when I first started. So it's the alpha brain state, and also the digital stuff. Try and get off at half an hour before you go to bed. That's a big one.
The other thing, there's a saying memory that's flashing in my head. Everything could be resolved tomorrow. You know,
yeah. So
can't remember what that is now.
So we call it a future me issue.
Future me. Yeah. Future me solution.
Future me solution. You know, that's for me, tomorrow me to handle it, and tomorrow me will handle it just fine.
Yep.
I don't need to worry about that now. And so it's a lot of it's just overthinking. And that's what causes the sleeplessness, and you're not getting into theta. Look at if there's digital stuff in your room. There is a lot of little physical things you can do, like don't put your phone too close to your bed. Keep it across the other side of the room. Digital stuff will disturb that. The TVs and the phones and stuff like that, those things will disturb it. But but you need, there's so many little aspects there. But the breathing alone, just the breathing into your belly. I can't state this enough for anybody. The importance of belly breathing and feeling the breath go in. It's the best meditation. That's all you have to do. Breathe in and feel the breath go in, and feel your hand rise up, and then feel the air come out over the tongue, and just focus on the feeling and just keep breathing and see how much you can breathe, and just relax more and more into that breathing. You just watch the breath go in, watch the breath go out, watch the breath go in.
So I'm not sure if it's for Danielle or for someone else out there, but if there's someone out there that's resonating what we just said about not being able to get great sleep, I'm being told to ask you to get a notepad and write down whatever it is on your mind before you go to sleep. Get a notepad, write it down, and just tell yourself, future me will deal with that tomorrow.
Yeah. So
okay,
and just don't say that also there's a filter or a command in there. Say, maybe I do get enough sleep sometimes. Just say this to yourself now, Danielle. I say, maybe sometimes I do sleep well. Maybe sometimes it seems like I never get enough sleep. It seems like, just change that word.
Yeah.
So what did you say?
I've had fragmented sleep for many years now.
So it seems like I've got fragmented sleep. Maybe sometimes I don't. It's pretty obvious. It seems like I'm pretty sure I do, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. And that will help, because that'll get rid of the filter as well.
Yeah.
So just say that a few times, and then focus on the breathing.
Because that could also do it if you're going to bed thinking that you're going to have fragmented sleep. Again each night.
Yeah, and there's one of the energy techniques that we do. We call it the zip up for the central meridian. So from the top of the pubic bone, just imagine grabbing your energy like a zipper on a jumper, and just pull it up, right up to the bottom of the top lip. And you can do it from the tailbone and pull it over the head to the top one. That's a central meridian, and the governing meridian. It's just a zip up. You can pull the energy up like a magnet. You can use the palm of your hand, or you can use it. And if you do that, that'll help to throw out all the extra emotions and stuff. So these little energy, running the meridians and stuff, they're great little techniques. There's a book called Energy Medicine if you want to get into those ones that have got a lot of those simple techniques. Or, you can call us up and get a session, and we can run you through some of them.
We would love to come to Queensland sometime, Melissa.
Yes, we are planning on doing seminars. We're going to be doing seminars in different states and that. Once we get this conscious body shaping one going, I'm pretty sure that's the one that we'll be doing mostly, and also the threefold flame, integrating divine masculine, feminine, and divine inner child.
Yep.
They're the two primary ones we're going to be doing, plus the tools. which is our
Plus the tools.
base, the filters, the return to sender, who does that belong to? So are they my feels? So if you go onto our YouTube channel, which is the links up the top there, we've got all our basic tools. We've got some of our basic tools on there. So YouTube links there for some of these basic tools. Again, if you want private sessions, you can just message us on Facebook or on the website. We've got the links at the top there, and John just put the link.
I just
up.
put a link to our YouTube site. Go check it out.
Site, and so these are the basic tools. We've got them up there for free, just the basics.
And there's also some client videos, some sessions that we recorded as part of our promos a little while ago, where you can watch them and you can get a feel for how it is we work with you when we do these one-on-one sessions.
So the one-on-one session costs for both of us about $300 for the hour.
Yep.
But you can see some of their comments that they get through.
Amanda knows them. Yeah. Not my feels. They're the ones.
Are they my feels? No.
Yeah,
it's
not
like,
my feels.
So you just go, for every thought, feeling, and emotion that you have, you go, is that my thought? Is that my feeling? And even feelings like hunger or pain.
Tiredness.
Pain often is not yours.
Yeah.
Pain, you go, it's somebody else that you're thinking about, or it's somebody else in the room. And you go, is that my pain? And if the pain gets less intense, you go, okay, piss off, or fucking return to sender, or
whatever you say.
Go away.
How crude or
not
rude
my problem. Not my problem.
Not my problem. None of my business. That ain't mine.
Whatever command you want to do.
Whatever works for you.
Whatever works for you to push it away. You can do with a hand signal too.
Is
that my hunger? Like, do I feel like a beer? No, I don't even fucking drink beer. What am I doing that for? It's like Friday afternoons used to get me 3 o'clock Friday afternoons when we lived in Terrigal. I'd be driving down the main road and I'm going, fuck, I really feel like a beer. I'm like, I don't drink beer. I've never drank beer in my life. It's like, I drink spirits. It's like, well, I want a beer. Because all the tradies are coming home at 3 o'clock and they all want to drink. And it's like, I'm picking up all those feelings. So is that mine? No, return to sender, piss off. It's like, whatever command you want to do, whatever works for you. Not my problem. If it's a pain, if it's a thought, a stress, just go, not my problem, not my issue.
Do you remember the author of the energy medicine book?
Donna Eden.
Donna Eden
is the energy medicine book. Yeah, it's a great little book. It's got heaps of techniques.
Amanda says that she uses Not My Feels at least 10 times a day.
Well, only
fucking
10.
Mad. Fucking mad. That's fucking 10 times a day. It's a fucking awesome. Great start. Well done.
It's a great start. Wait, when you get obsessive with it, you might go through about 3 weeks of using it 10,000 times a day. And then all of a sudden when you do that, you'll find so much space around you. And that's one of the ones the other person asked about the weight issue before.
Yeah,
that's one of the ones that you can use for that. Is like, is this mine? Is this my feelings? Is this my fears? And just go, and it'll get less. And so, is this weight issue mine? And it's like, and you'll feel that you'll deflate a little bit, for lack of a better word, that you'll feel less bloated. And you just go, not my problem, turn to sender. Fuck that shit.
Yes.
It's like, So Donna Eden, that's the name for the one that's it's called Energy Medicine.
Yeah.
Really good book. And it's just got some of the basic techniques, especially the zip up ones, the meridian ones, really good in that book.
They can rock you sometimes.
Well, the zip ups, I've done them in parties when people are smashed and straighten people up that were blind drunk, like instantly. Like
boom.
A whole group was at our house party and they're all bitching and that. And I said, fuck this, I'm not doing this. And I said to them, because they were fighting with each other, those girls and that. And I said, hey, I could do this zip up. They were drunk as shit and they were all fucking sober instantly just by doing the front one on the central of the governing.
Front doors that way.
Yeah. Better go back to the pub and get some more drinks now. Don't come back here. It's
what's this topic about? It's intuitive guidance.
Yeah, it's intuitive guidance. There's understanding the body's messages, understanding how to read intuitively anything that's going on in the body. So there's a myriad of topics we're covering here, but most of it is about consciously, intuitively reading your body, whether it's pains or life situations, and how to take control and start changing them through your consciousness instead of through the physical. I call we can work from I call it from the ground up. You can change things by working from the ground up. That means changing your diet, doing all the exercise, or you can change things from the top down by changing your beliefs, attitudes, and then the changes happen 10 times, 100 times faster. So I'm just lazy, so I like doing it from the top down. I don't like going to the gym for 3 hours a day. I like to go there for 3 minutes a day. That's me. and same with all the other things. If you work out what the energy, emotional, mental, or attitude content is, and you turn that around or agree. You don't even have to turn it around. You just have to agree to turn it around.
Yeah.
And then the other results will intuitively show up. If you need to change some diet, if you need a little bit of this or that, you'll just automatically be drawn to it. You'll just see it and it'll just stand out to you. It'll be a big sign on the back of a bus that you crashed into or something.
I'll have a look, Marino. I'm pretty sure we still do have the session. I can't remember sending it to you, actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
So let me have a dig for it.
Yeah.
We probably have the audio at least,
We'll
if
have
anything.
we'll have it there somewhere. So
I'll have a look for
we'll
you
send
after
it
the
through
show.
to you. Sorry about that if we didn't. Okay, so we're nearly up on time, guys.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
so
Any
if
real
anyone-
quick ones? Not
Yep.
really. No.
Yeah, so we don't do general messages. We teach people how to read their intuition. We've got the YouTube links up the top for how to, like, if it's light, it's right. This is the main intuitive thing. We help you to guide you for your own answers, because all the answers for everything in our life is inside ourselves.
Yes.
Or, you know, God is inside ourselves. We've got to tap into our Christ consciousness from within. These and all the answers are there. We've got to be taught the language. You've got to know how to read it. So we do the private sessions. We've got a meetup session. We're starting now doing the conscious body shaping course. So in Melbourne, if you're in Melbourne, check that out, because that'll be happening, if not this Tuesday, in the next couple of Tuesdays once we get the numbers up.
Yep.
All the links are on our.
There's the meetup link, guys. If you're in Melbourne, come along, jump on the meetup.
That's the
and check out our groups.
And also, if you go onto our Facebook page, if you want a private session, you can book it through our website or our Facebook page. And yeah, check out the videos basically.
Awesome.
So, and let us know.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
guys.
much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for
Had a great time.
everyone. And so there was one last thing I was going to cover. And the X39 patches.
Yes,
so,
the X39 patches.
So we've got these patches now that we've got that are
Frequency based.
they're frequency based patches. They're like tobacco patches, whatever they're called. But they got a frequency to help your body release what are they called? Stem cells and enzymes and stem
the
cells.
frequency triggers a peptide in the body, which then triggers stem cells to be released. So a lot more stem cells than you get through as you get older. Your stem cells don't release as much, and it also activates around 30 to 40% of your gene pool, or part of your genes.
Yeah, it's a multi-level marketing thing, which we hate,
which we don't really like
to the max.
But the patches are fucking mad.
The patches are mad, and you don't have to sign up. You can just get one load.
Yeah.
And they're really amazing, just as an add-on. And then if you're working with them consciously and you're working through the emotional, they have, I've had quite a number of motorbike accidents and that in my life, and they have really accelerated this consciousness work for my body to, start rejuvenating really fast.
We've got a little bit of information on our Facebook page. So if you, I think I posted a link earlier. So jump onto our Facebook page, have a look at the last post from the last couple of days.
Yeah, X39 LifeWave patches, they called those ones.
Yep.
Or just message us on the Facebook page, and we'll send you any links and stuff to it.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you very much.
See you later.